Hi, Okerda. Do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit for the people?
Oh, sure. My name is Okerda Mitchell. I am a case manager slash peer support specialist at Capital Area Human Services. Yeah, I'm excited to be here and
Great.
share my story.
So do you want to just walk me through your story a little bit? Tell me about tell me your story.
Well, my story has a lot of hurdles, um, a lot of things, and so for most of them, my story pretty much begins as a child. I was sexually molested, and from there, it made me promiscuous. And so at the tender young age of 16 years old, I got pregnant with my first child. And at that time, back in those days, what it did was limited my opportunities and not having a strong support system or knowledge of the resources available to me. I eventually was led to a life of homelessness. It eventually led me to a lifestyle of homelessness.
Mhm. So when you're thinking about like those factors that kind of led you to having a lot of like financial instability and a lot of housing instability and homelessness in your life, um, what were they? What were the big factors that contributed to that?
Well, one of the things was, my mother pretty much was a single mother pretty much, but she had a boyfriend and she didn't work, and so he provided all the financial means to her, and that's how she took care of her children. And so that's the only way of survival that I knew was for a man to take care of me. And so that was the route that I took. And when I got into a position to where I wasn't able to have another a man take care of me, then it led me down a road that I didn't want to go to, and I did the things that I had to do to survive.
And so, was there a period in that sort of journey towards where you are today, where you started to get access to some of those resources that helped you get that stability, find some
Yes,
happiness?
in doing what I had to do to survive, um, it led me to a point of incarceration at a time, and it was during in incarceration that a lot of the women there shared with me some different things that I can utilize and help me to structure my life and my lifestyle. So once I left out of there, I was able to be in a better place, a more structured place, a more thriving place instead of a surviving place.
Hmm. And so, do you think if some of those resources that you found when you were incarcerated, if they were available to you at a earlier point in your life when you were like 15 or 16, do you think having those resources available then could have maybe changed the course of your life?
Almost definitely, because as I stated, it was my limited opportunities, support, and resources that pretty much led me to a lifestyle of homelessness. But if I had knowledge of those and how to utilize them to help them to benefit me, to put me in a better place, of course, and this, you know, what I'm doing today gives me such a fulfillment because I can now make those things available to others. Yeah.
And so, do you want to talk a little bit about how um, your that instability and that homelessness, what sort of impact did that have on how you saw Okerda, on your mental health and how you saw
Oh,
yourself?
it played a lot of role in my insecurities, self doubt, not thinking I'm good enough, not worthy. And so it kept me like in a rabbit hole, to where I just like every time I make a step forward, I don't know about self sabotaging or things were setting up, but I wouldn't go too far. And so it's like I fall back into the same position, same back to fall back into the same thing over and over.
Mhm. And could you really imagine a life for yourself that was more stable or maybe different than what you'd seen growing up? Or
Oh, I did, and I did, and because I used to love to watch TV,
Mhm.
and so yeah, I fantasized and dreamed about that, and I wanted it, but I just didn't know how to get to it, you know. And like I said, just being the introduction into the resources and the support and some of the structures that I obtained, helped me to start transitioning in my mindset, my thought process to where I can start, if not so much as live like the people on the movies that I saw, can start going toward that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can find your way to happiness.
Yes, a
And it
way to
was
happiness is a great way to put it. Thank you.
and it was sort of like you could imagine a different life for yourself,
Right.
but you didn't know how to get there until everything had already fallen apart.
Exactly.
Um, and then and now you have actually found your way to happiness.
Yes. Yes.
And so, do you want to talk a little bit about what your life is like now?
But today, my life, not only am I living life, but I'm thriving at life. I'm living and working in my ideal job, um, being a peer support specialist as well as a case manager. Not only can I utilize my experiences to share and support others, but my knowledge of the resources that are available to them, I can be like a bridge to hope, a bridge of resources that can help them not have to go down that rabbit hole or that path of destruction that I had to go to, losing everything in order to come back up. They don't have to go for as far down as I did. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about where I'm at. I'm excited for just being able to be put in a position where I can help others.
Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your story, and thank you for your work, Okerda.
Thank you for this opportunity to share. It's been my pleasure.